I just recorded 2 minutes of video, realized I didn't have my mic. Started looking for it for another 2 minutes, only to find out that I did have my mic and it's right here. And I already deleted that clip because I just assumed, oh, no mic, not nice. Anyways, let's get into the video. Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Adedoyin. If this is your first time here, I'm a Nigerian living in the UK. I'm Stoke-on-Trent precisely. If this is not your first time, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Thank you to my new subscribers, you're welcome. And to my old subscribers, thank you for always sticking with me. If this is your first time here, if you do watch this video and you enjoy it, ensure you subscribe and also share this video to people you think it might benefit. This video is basically telling you guys the things I've noticed about Stoke-on-Trent, what I like about living here, what I don't like. Would I advise you to move here, you know, either from like your country, or if you're already living in the UK, would I advise you to move here from another city, and all that. We're going to be talking about that in this video. So number one thing about living in Stoke-on-Trent definitely is the affordability. It's not expensive. I feel which is the same with a lot of cities in the West Midlands. I don't know, but I think because like at least I know like what it is averagely to live in Manchester, especially if you're not living around like the city center, or you're not living in city center, you're not living like in the bubbling areas, you're just living in a calm, quiet area, you know, it's basically around the same price. Also, like Birmingham as well, like if you're not exactly living in the center, you're living in like quiet, calm areas, it's basically about the same amount as well. I know Manchester is not in the West Midlands, but like it's quite close to Stoke-on-Trent where I stay, so which is why I compared the rents. But yeah, so it's quite affordable to live in. And it's not just about like the rent itself, it's also about, there's a way it saves you money. Now, people can interpret this as a good thing or a bad thing. So there are like not many fun spots or not many fun activities to do or engage in, which saves you money. Yeah, because as a Nigerian, for example, we don't have a lot of African restaurants. I doubt we even have any. Okay, I know that I've seen one, but it looks more like a bar kind of thing. They don't like deliver food. They don't, I've never been there, but from like what I saw online, it doesn't look like nice, or it's not giving. So I've never actually been there. But like that's the only one place I know that like it's a restaurant. I don't know, there might be people selling food, like maybe cooking at home, selling food in bulk and all that, which I don't know about. I only know one person on Instagram. But you get what I mean. Like in that regard, when you're craving African food, for example, you're craving jollof rice that you didn't cook yourself, or you're craving swallow, you just want someone to, you know, just cook and send to you. There is nowhere to order. There is nowhere to quickly go to and eat it. So in that regard, like it saves you money. You guys, I was in Birmingham in April. We had like something to go for, and we decided, oh, let's just visit an African restaurant, because we have actually never been. That was the only time we've gone to an African restaurant so far. So we just quickly went there, and then when we got there, just beside it, there was a small kiosk where they were selling like suya, small chops and things like that. Just beside that as well, there was the African store where they sell like African food stuff and all that. So now imagine I was living in Birmingham and I'm craving food, craving a particular thing. I don't feel like cooking. Instead of ordering like McDonald's or ordering Chinese or something, I'll probably just go to African restaurant to quickly eat something. Or which African restaurant foods are not cheap. Oh. You can go to McDonald's and spend £10, depending on what you want to buy. African restaurants, like, you probably be starting from like 16, 18, 20 pounds if you are like in a cheap place. Some places are way more expensive than that. So I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So in this sense, like staying in Stoke-on-Trent saves me money, because if I'm craving something and I can't cook it, I know that I'll have to get over that craving unless I leave Stoke-on-Trent. So yeah, so that in itself like can be a good thing, but of course it's also a bad thing, because I mean, sometimes you just want to go out, you want to just relax, you just want to be taken care of, you don't want to bother about anything, but you don't have that avenue. Also, I would say that, also, I would say that Stoke, also, I would say that Stoke-on-Trent is quite quiet and peaceful. I know that a lot of areas all over the UK have like those quiet, peaceful, calm areas, non-commercialized areas, but like I feel like the general ambience of Stoke-on-Trent is like just calm, quiet, nothing happening, which like can interpret to a lot of people as like it's dead, or which might mean that it's dead to an extent. But yeah, before I talk too much, I'm already going into the bad side. So let me just move and dive into what I don't like about Stoke-on-Trent. So like I mentioned, like there are no African restaurants, no, like not a lot of African stores where you can just, go, things like that, Sha. So that's one downside. I mean, I'm not really, we've somehow managed to survive. It's 10 months, so it's not, I don't know, depending on your personality or how much you tend to cook. We cook a lot at home. So, I mean, it's bad, but for me, I can survive. So for someone that doesn't know how to cook, or you don't cook at all, and you don't like eating burgers, fries, Chinese, you would struggle a bit. Like you would actually really, really struggle. Also, like I said, it's quite quiet, which and almost like nothing happening, which can be interpreted as like it being dead. And this can mean like it's quite boring. Yeah. So I know that if you're a student, or if you're married, and maybe you're a very bubbly personality, you may tend to go out more and interact with people more. And for you, even though it will still be boring, but it won't be so much. You won't think it's too boring, because maybe you would have friends, you have classmates that are Africans, you would have like people you hang out with, people you go out with. I really can't say, I can't speak so much about that. But like the general idea is that it's boring. Like, for example, I don't have any friends that live here. I mean, I do have friends that might be moving here soon, but I don't have any friends that live here. As opposed to like if you're living in Birmingham, it's almost impossible that you will not know someone. Do you get, in Birmingham? Or you're living in Manchester, it's almost impossible that you will not know somebody in Manchester. But in Stoke-on-Trent, like I don't have any family, I don't have any like friends. Do you get that kind of thing? Also, yeah, I'll talk about the city center. So the city center is basically dead. You know how you go to a city center and like it's populated, because Stoke-on-Trent in itself is not exactly a small city, but like it's even all over the like internet. If you check the city center, which is Anley, it's like pretty much dead. Like it closes, shops close at about 6 p.m. If you go about 6, 7 p.m., there's nothing happening there. Very quiet, shops are closed. And I heard that this was because there were lots of druggies, and they made that place sort of like their center, their base, which made it difficult for people to like do their business, go about their business, have fun there and all that. I really can't say, or I really don't know. But to me, it's like if there's about druggies and all that, why not put more police officers there, like at about the time where druggies, would come out and make this. Why not move them? I mean, you can't stop them; they are still citizens of the country and all that. But then you stop them from constituting nuisance like around that area, because I feel like if it's affecting like the economy and the way people feel about the way the majority feel about the country, or about, I'm sorry, I mean, if it's affecting the way the majority feel about the city or the city center, then I feel like it's worth doing something about. But basically, city center is dead. It's not like those city centers where you're walking about by 8 p.m., 7 p.m., people are bumping into each other. Nope. Nope. There's as much space as possible between you and the next person. There are people moving about quite all right, but at about 6, 7 p.m., there's almost nothing happening there. Also, about the public transport system, it's not very perfect. Their bus is quite all right. Their bus is to almost anywhere you're going to, but you may have to wait for a long time. Nobody wants to be waiting 1 hour in the cold for a bus to come. So like the intervals between the buses can span from like 40 minutes to 1 hour. And sometimes they're not exactly on time. So you think, okay, they should be here in 30 minutes, but they're not going to come at that exact time. So it can be really frustrating dealing with public transport. It's not like somewhere like London, where I know that buses are like, okay, like this, like this, like this. Do you get? I mean, I've been to some parts of Manchester, and the buses weren't exactly like very frequent, but I feel like you had options. There were other buses as well that would ply the area. But here you might just have one bus going in that direction, and or two buses, and then the interval between them is always like so much. So yeah. So generally my advice would be that if you've lived somewhere else in the UK, or you've lived anywhere in the West, so I'm talking Canada, you've lived in US, you've lived in, any in Europe, like, and all that, and you want to come to UK, especially when you've lived like in a very bubbly area, I won't advise you to come to Stoke-on-Trent. Because if you're used to that bubbly life, you're a social person, you like to, go out, you like seeing people around, you like just going out and hanging with people, I feel like you may struggle a bit or a lot. So I won't advise you to come to Stoke-on-Trent. However, if you're an immigrant coming from like Africa, coming from like Nigeria in particular, and you're just looking for a job, you just need to leave Nigeria, or you just want to relocate, and this is where you get a job, I don't think it's a problem. We came here without knowing anybody. We're completely fine. I can see myself living here easily for the next 5-10 years, like easily, without any problem. If I have my family, I have my few circle of friends. Whenever we do want to, I have my circle of friends are like around the UK. If I do want to see them, I can always travel to visit them. Me and my husband, we try to plan, just frequent like outings to other parts of the UK. So Birmingham, we've been to Birmingham, we've been to Manchester, we're planning a trip to Wales, which you may have seen before this video. Where have we been to again? I've been to Nottingham. So like every now and then, just try to visit places which sort of keeps you you're not exactly boxed up. You can go anywhere you want to go to, but you just know that, oh, this is where you live. So I'm not particularly bothered. My temperament, I love to be in my own space. I love to be at home. Either way, if I was in a bubbly place, I still prefer to be at home. So it won't make so much of difference for me. Even though at some point in my life, I lived in a quite quiet place in Nigeria, and I struggled a bit because I felt, oh, okay, I don't like this place. But I don't know. It doesn't seem too different now, but maybe I feel like it's just the general environment. Everything is just calm. That one, I don't even know why I hated that place. Over here, I don't feel that way. You have everything you need at your disposal. It's just that you don't have a lot of people around you. Compared to being there, I think that's the difference actually. When I was in that quiet place in Nigeria, so I'm talking about Ondo State. I lived in Ondo State for a bit. It was a dead town in the sense that you couldn't find things you wanted easily. You couldn't find things you liked easily. I wanted to make my hair. The hairdressers are not making sense. You want to eat certain food or go to certain restaurants, you can't find. There's no restaurant to go to. So things like that. But I mean, if you're living in the UK, any part of the UK you're living, you have access, except you're living like in remote villages. Every part of the UK you live in, you still have access to like basic things. You have electricity, you have water, you have food. Any kind of food you want, you can order online. You can go to restaurants if you don't feel like staying at home. You can. So like it's completely different because I'm comfortable here. I'm comfortable staying at home. I can live here, easily see myself living here like for the next 10, 15, 20 years. Do you understand? And I don't have a problem. Like if we do decide to buy a house in the UK, I don't have a problem buying a house in Stoke-on-Trent. So yeah, like I said, so if you're from like Nigeria, you're just looking to relocate to the UK, you don't have any preference in location, or you don't have like family and friends elsewhere that you really want to go and stay with, I don't see a problem living here, really. You would adjust nicely, especially if you're not like a overly social or outgoing person. Also, if you already have family and friends here too, I mean, it's not a bad idea to actually then come here. But if you've lived in other parts of the UK, especially them London people, them Manchester people, them which other cities very you're going to struggle. Like you probably really struggle, especially with getting things you need, like them African restaurants, African stores, just being able to order African food online. To be fair, that's like the only thing that I would say bugs me about like all this list of things I've listed as like being bad. If I want to have fun, if I want to go to fun places, I can always travel out of Stoke-on-Trent. I don't even, but then again, it would be nice to have like community, to have a community of friends. I feel like everybody still struggles with this, regardless of where you are in the UK. You can never have enough friends or have so much friends that your friend will just be 1 minute away from you. Do you understand? Or 2 minutes away from you. Like, I don't think it's that way for a lot of people in the UK. I mean, I wish it was. I wish I could have like my friends just next door, have my family just 2 minutes away. And yeah, but I feel like generally in the UK, that's something a lot of people struggle with. But yeah, that being said, I hope I've not rambled a lot. This video is mostly directed to immigrants, or would mostly make sense to just immigrants. So if you're British citizen, or if you were born here, you lived here all your life, this video probably won't make sense to you, the angles like we're coming from. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have lived in Stoke-on-Trent, or you live in Stoke-on-Trent, please, or you plan to move to Stoke-on-Trent, please identify in the comment section. Please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is also in the description box. If you have questions, or if you're moving to Stoke-on-Trent and you just need people to mingle with, you need friends, or if you're already living in Stoke-on-Trent and you need friends, or you have a community of friends, please invite me and involve me. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.